friends. This is the first in a series of supplemental videos that are an explanation or a detailed summary of some of the things I did for when I shot the stories for Neils Harbor and what sort of laid behind the scenes, my decisions. I'm going to talk about me. I'm going to talk about my builds. First build I'm going to talk a little bit about today is our airport. I'm going to bring this down to a visual reference you might be able to remember. I have to step back. I don't have a lot of room. In fact, today the reason we're talking about the airport first is so I can make some room so I can set up a studio and do this properly. But one step at a time. I'm going to bring the camera over and I'm going to bring the light in a bit. And you're going to see that this in here is a bathroom. There's a toilet paper roll, there's a sink, and there is a toilet. Yes, the first piece of information in the staff and office area of the airport is the fact that there was a couple of lockers over here, and more importantly, there's a bathroom over here, a lunch table over here, and of course, over here, the manager's office, which has some mail, a table, a desk, a computer, I do believe, and some more windows. And I have no idea, oh yes, this big black void where there's a flashlight. That is actually the stairwell down into the airport itself. Before I move into the downstairs part of the airport, I'm going to talk a little bit about the big parking sign that I stole from one of the other sets. And the roadblock. This was always meant to indicate that parking was off camera, off set. A big gray area with thousands of cars. A, I couldn't afford that. B, rather dull. But that gate also indicated that you could get into the grounds of the airport, i.e. the vehicles that would be moving cargo, the vehicles that would be moving planes, the vehicles needed and used by the airport personnel. Now, as I remember, or as you remember, or somebody remembers, this big black void actually leads to the stairwell that leads to that door. And that is the back area where luggage is processed. There's a few, I think I might be able to put a little light on that for you. So actually, as you can see, a few tools in there. Very difficult to see, of course, but they are there. And that would be for them doing slight repairs to the fire trucks of the airport, of which there are two. So it is not a huge airport, it is a smaller airport. And there is the garage bay with the roof off. And I'll put some light down here. After you see, this would be where your receiving doors are. Those big door handles down there. You come into the airport, you might want to sit down while you wait for luggage, or maybe you're just sitting down waiting for friends and family to arrive at the airport. But that is in fact the luggage carousel there. As you can see, it connects quite nicely and is operated on the other side. Once, of course, you've gotten your luggage, you might want to get a couple of magazines, as I do believe these are. Books, maybe. Magazines, most likely. Oh, no, I know what those are. Those are brochures for the rental car rental counter, which is also off-site, offset. And there's one of the car rental people in a lovely green skirt, I do believe. Now I'm going to move over. I'm going to bring my light with me a little bit. Down here we have a little cafe. Two people having some coffee. I kept it relatively simple. And this is in fact the departure lounge, which has of course its own toilet because once you get into depart you cannot go back into the main part of the airport. I'm going to throw a little bit more light on that. As you can see, there is a luggage receival area there. There's some security guards. There's somebody to check your paperwork for your plane ride. And just beyond that, we have a ticket desk for the airline, somebody checking in, and somebody lining up, I do believe, around the corner for the luggage you're going to check onto the aircraft. And that is handled by another security guard there who sends it through an x-ray machine, gives you a ticket, and you are then allowed to move on with your day. And finally, this is just some more waiting room. I do believe that that is in fact a newspaper vending machine, maybe the local paper, some more waiting area, and of course, what airport would be complete without some bathrooms, male and or female. And the main door, of course, that exits outside is right there. Stairwell here leads into the train station. And I took a little bit of the train station off just to show you that in fact, you could in fact go directly into the shop to your left or to your right, which is still covered. And that is the airport, which was modeled after pretty much the airport from my hometown, which was St. John, New Brunswick. And I'm very proud of it. It was one of my largest mocks, very difficult. All the loose roofing over there. And if you're wondering, well, what could possibly be coming next in the next supplemental video? Well, take a wild guess. All this paraphernalia over here will be talked about. We might even talk a little bit about aircraft, we will see. But these two lovely tables that I am looking at have got to go. And after that, that straight Lego build right there will have to go. Will you be doing supplemental videos on straight Lego sets? No! The reason being because everybody else who is on the internet has already done that, and if you want to go see exactly what they look like and exactly what they do, please go right ahead. They are awesome videos by awesome people. And where would we find the Lego Build Grand Hotel? You wouldn't. This is actually two friends' motels and a little bit of extra work spliced together to create a hotel front for the city area of Vista Airport, or the city of Substance in total. But Vista was in fact the subdivision of that airport. So, and some people got confused because the island was in fact called Substance as well. So there was one of the island that was called Substance. There was a city that was called Substance. So that got a little confusing and probably didn't quite clearly make that easy to understand. Now, I could talk a little bit about this train station, but in short, I took a whole bunch of train stuff from different train sets, and I made a big long platform from the train station. And that's the end of my story. There's really nothing in terms of detail that you wouldn't see in a regular train station. There were just some great pieces that came with different train sets. This build here, I did a little bit of that myself, but for the most part, it is all straight Lego builds. When we get into future videos, I will be discussing minor adjustments I had to make so that there was some uniformity, and there was also no indication that everything said city on it. It wasn't. I wanted to make sure that it felt like a real world with real locations that actually were part of what came out of my brain. And of course, the infamous track that goes directly from Vista straight into Neils Harbor is in fact kilometers and kilometers of track. You just have to use your imagination that little piece of track there is kilometers and kilometers, and those trees are thousands and thousands and thousands of trees. Well, that's it for this supplemental video. Gone a bit long since I'm a bit chatty. But when we talk again, I will deal with some vehicles, and I'll have packed away some of this stuff. And slowly but surely we will work our way through the town, work our way through mocks, and there will be special videos on departments, like Coast Guard, police, fire, cargo jets, passenger jets, air jets, jets, planes. Oh, I know a friend of mine who will break my leg if I do not mention that this vehicle here is Jet A1 fuel tanker, meant for the passenger jets and or either cargo jets. This tanker way in the back, that is in fact avgas. And you're wondering what else? I'm saying it is avgas 100 low lead, used for propeller aircraft that were older and built a couple of decades ago. Thank you, my friend, for making that piece of detail a little bit more rich for me. Made me believe in my town a little bit more. All right, I'm at 10 minutes here. You people are probably already gone to bed. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, Neils Harbor. One step at a time. Bye, airport.